It has been 100 years since First Presbyterian Church experienced anything like what we experienced this past year. From 1918 to 1920, the church dealt with the Spanish flu, much as we're dealing with COVID-19.
Fortunately, the church not only survived that pandemic, but thrived afterward. We have done and will do the same with COVID-19.
As you will see in this video, even though our church routine has been disrupted since last March, the life and work of Everybody's Church
has not only continued, but expanded into new ministry and mission. So sit back and relax as together we remember 2020 in 365 seconds.
We began 2020 as we have most years, with live 8:30, 10 a.m. and Rejoicing Spirits worship services, along with Sunday school. We added a new service called In the Presence of the Holy, and we held a service to honor the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We distributed Epiphany Stars, hosted a concert by the musical group Aldivi, and Hand in Hand opened. February followed with our Sunday morning Rejoicing Spirits and Elof services. We also distributed uniforms to children at Alcott, and Hand in Hand held their wonderful Valentine's party. In March, we began to experience the effects of the pandemic, forcing us to suspend in-person worship on March 15th. At that time, I began my weekly video updates, Reverend Bethany began leading online prayer services, and Kay Huberty gave us tips on staying healthy. Don Swarthout increased our email communications to 3 times a week so that people could stay informed and view our videos and Sunday services. We quickly moved all worship services, meetings, Bible studies, and other groups online. In April, our streaming worship included our first virtual communion service. Stephanie Coomer began creating Worship Wonder videos, and other church members created videos for crosswalks. Bethany began holding online youth meetings. Holy Week and Easter went virtual, with Bethany giving a sermon from the tomb. Andrew also hosted his first virtual hymn sing, and Pam Smith helped us stay in shape. Along the way, COVID didn't stop our mission endeavors. We produced thousands of masks, delivered hundreds of meals and food boxes, provided curriculum packets for Alcott, collected clothing and supplies for foster care, Angel's Place, and other organizations. We established our COVID relief fund that continues to help people and families pay their bills. The giving spirit continued in May when we donated money for 226 blankets, collected thousands of bottles and cans for a good cause, and dropped off electronics to be refurbished and distributed. We also built beds for children in need. We continued to connect with our families as they picked up Sunday school materials and lawn signs for encouragement. Stay strong, don't give up. Hand in Hand offered virtual field trips and a wonderful graduation celebration. We also streamed our first recorded Rejoicing Spirits worship service, celebrated Pentecost, and conducted an online prayer service. June brought us graduating Senior Sunday, drive-by birthdays, our Pride Flag art installation, which was our first Facebook post to reach 10,000 shares, and continued our food deliveries. We then conducted drop-off and pickup events for Deacons Loose Change, Sunday school materials, and Alcott summer school packets. One of the highlights was Lucy and Sam Moore selling their artwork to raise money for COVID relief. July and August brought us White Picket Fences webinars and virtual small groups, a Cooper and Sam sing-along, a mask blessing, Kim's goodbye party, bags for Alcott teachers, ice cream socials at Angel's Place homes, our first outdoor baptism, and a new sensory room for persons with disabilities to use. September arrived with COVID as rampant as ever, so we did socially distanced backpack packing for Alcott and an outdoor blessing of the children. We initiated parking lot worship, and Hand in Hand safely opened with 145 children participating. We also received 10 new members. Before the month ended, we became a Matthew 25 congregation, distributed backpacks, led craft days at Angel's Place homes, and contributed to an overflow of gifts for foster care families. October included a virtual World Communion service and a blessing of the animals. We continued distributing food and dropped off pumpkins and crafts to members and friends of the church. The youth had an outdoor mission event, and other members built desks for Alcott students who had no place to study. Hand in Hand had a marvelous Halloween parade. November brought us to All Saints' Day and our month of mission, which included baskets of love, a mission road rally, dropping off pies to Angels Place homes, and making fleece blankets. Hand in Hand families donated food to workers at St. Joe's Hospital. We also distributed Advent bags, hosted an online comedian, and had our first Back in the Sanctuary worship beginning the first Sunday of Advent. We Zoomed our second Rejoicing Spirits service. Cindy Merton began hosting online Advent lighting services for families, and the Reverend Charlotte Summers offered us insight into spiritual practices. December demonstrated the generosity of this congregation through the Christmas joy offering and the giving of hats, mittens, fleece blankets, and angel tree gifts. The month not only included our online and in-person 10 a.m. Advent services, but a wonderful virtual Advent by candlelight service. Andrew hosted a recorded mini concert. Christmas Eve was both pre-recorded and live online, and the year finished with our first ever pre-recorded worship event. This has been a trying year for all of us. Our routines have been disrupted and our connections frayed, and yet we have persevered. Our staff has been creative and faithful in adapting to this new way of being church. Your generosity to the church and its mission has not slowed. Your presence on virtual services has not abated. Your care and concern for one another has not flagged. Your willingness to volunteer for new mission endeavors has been amazing. My prayer is that sooner rather than later, our lives will return to a semblance of normal. But until then, know that God is still using everybody's church to impact individual lives in our communities and throughout the world. Blessings on your 2021.